And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern, here on the GSMC Sports Network. Talk about all the things that we love in terms of professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, drama, obviously storylines in terms of professional wrestling. It's pretty badass. It's awesome. It's lit. We also talk about a lot of like superstar injury updates, inactive statuses, also contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings from promotions from AEW to WWE, TNA to Ring of Honor, the GCW, the NWA, if it makes major headlines in terms, in the world of professional wrestling. We talk about it here on the show. So, just got to reflect on what we talked about right quick. We got our WWE NXT review, and now we're going to talk about some AEW Dynamite. Can't wait to, well, no, it's not Dynamite. It's a special edition of AEW Dynamite. A lot of people thought it wasn't going to get a lot of attention because obviously tonight you have the playoff in the WNBA with the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever kind of going up against Caitlin Clark. I'm not sure how well the viewership is going to be on Grand Slam, but if anybody can do it, it's Tony Khan. I'm just kidding. Moving on. Obviously, before we get into it, I want to thank you guys. Make sure you send in those super chats if you have a burning question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling. Make sure you drop it inside that chat. Don't be shy. Go ahead and make the conversation lively. We can't do it without any of you guys' support. Obviously, don't be shy. You're and if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that super chat? It's that $ below the chat box. Whatever you say will be featured, guaranteed to be featured on the show. So let's go ahead and make all your dreams come true and send it in. But anyways, plus it's a great way to support our channel here at the GSMC Sports Network. Your super chats definitely helps us keep the lights on a lot of these amazing podcasts. All these podcasters have one goal, is to give you the most awesome sports content that you get in the world of sports media. Whether if it's ESPN, Fox Sports, you can always count on the GSMC Sports Network to deliver 1,010%. Once again, we are absolutely, obviously, super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Once again, if the super chat is not your thing, hit up the GSMCpodcast.net. Hit up the tips and donations link. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010%. But obviously, criticism is a part of life. Obviously, feedback is a gift. So, whatever you have to say, it's much appreciated. All right. So, before we, get on to that, make sure you hit up that super chat, those super stickers, guys. Let's do it. Make it like Nike and just do it. All right. First, we're going to talk about some AEW Grand Slam first. Obviously, this is a huge episode of AEW. This is going to be big. Prince Nana will provide an update on Swerve Strickland. I'm not really anticipating too much on Swerve right now. You kind of have the Hangman Adam Page, going around the AEW locker room. He's feuding with Jeff Jarrett. I feel like he has another feud in his back pocket before he confronts Swerve Strickland once again. But Swerve, man, oh my God, during that match at All Out, it was crazy. It was, obviously, if it's still talked about on major wrestling news headlines about, obviously the syringe spot that a lot of people didn't like, and of course you didn't like it. You know what I mean? Why would you like it? Essentially, you kind of have something like surgical tools that you would see at a doctor's office, kind of mixed in with matches, mixed in with violence. And, overall, I don't think it was the greatest spot. But I don't know. It should be interesting to find out what he has to say tonight. Next, we have Hook going up against Roderick Strong for the FTW Championship. This one should be good. Roderick Strong desperately needs a championship run. Maybe this is his night. You know what I mean? Like Hook has been Not once, not twice, but he's been a three-time FTW champion, holding it longer than anybody has ever had. In the championships, tenure. That means ECW, also AEW. So this could possibly be a way for Roderick Strong to win the championship out and kind of take his rightful place as the leader of the Undisputed Kingdom without Adam Cole. Adam Cole has been nowhere near to be seen. Which kind of sucks. But Roderick Strong, he really honestly needs to prove himself because I kind of hate seeing him going into matches and keep losing every single week. Every single week. This is a guy who's had a chance at the AEW International Championship. This is a guy who's had a chance at the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against Mark Briscoe. And now he gets shot against, the handsome, cold-hearted Devil Hook for the FTW Championship at the AEW Grand Slam happening right now. So, it should be pretty cool. It should be pretty awesome. Can't wait to see what's going on. Next, I'm probably going to find out more about what MJF's new plans are going to be. I can't really put a prediction on him because he's so damn unpredictable. Like, somebody that you think that he would never ever feud with, all of a sudden he's talking mess, and it's just, it's crazy. Overall, it's crazy. MJF is definitely, a lot of. I read an article where they compared him to The Rock of WWE, of AEW. And it's not like I'm against it. I definitely think he has earned the respect of kind of being that title because before, AEW had MJF or when MJF went on that hiatus, they definitely they pushed stars like Swerve Strickland, which was I feel like it was a smart move. They signed Will Ospreay, they signed Okada, they signed Mercedes Moné, and obviously the absence of MJF, it took a toll on AEW. And now that he's back, I feel like it's exactly what the promotion needs. I feel like at this point it can only get better. And, it's doing better. It's doing a lot better. It's seen a lot of viewership increases, which is ultimate, which is great for AEW. All right, next we have the Young Bucks, the against Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I really honestly don't see how Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher kind of pull this one out. But, it's AEW, so it's possible. AEW, they do love their double champions. But the Young Bucks right now with the whole elite thing, right now I feel like it's kind of a lost cause. You haven't really seen, him, Matthew Nicholas Jackson. You haven't seen Kazuchika Okada. You haven't seen Jack Perry kind of together in a long time. So this could possibly be a, dissolving faction. Has never really, they kind of mention it here and there, but it's not as like prominent for the storylines for Matthew Jackson to come out and be like, the elite this, the elite that, we run things around here. But then obviously now we kind of have Tony Khan coming back. A lot of people think that Tony Khan is going to go out, and make a major announcement on AEW Grand Slam about their streaming rights with HBO Max. HBO Max might be your new home for AEW pay-per-views, which in all honesty is it's perfect. It's exactly what AEW needs to kind of go over to the next level. Paying $50, $60 for on YouTube TV or Bleacher Report. It kind of gets a little troublesome. Why not, pay once a month for HBO Max? You can get all the shows. You can get a lot of movies on HBO Max. I watch HBO Max a lot. Recently, I watched on HBO Max. They have Major League, which was actually pretty badass with Charlie Sheen. And who was Willie May Hayes? Willie Mays Hayes. It was Wesley Snipes. Wesley, I think it was Tom Berenger. I think it was. And Darren, I don't think. Oh my God! Yeah, one of my favorite movies, and I can't think of the stars that are in it. So I recently watched that, and now just know that you can watch some AEW pay-per-views without paying like $50. And I'm not, I get it. I get it. Going out there and paying money for things, for content that is clearly not suitable for your regular, like, cable television appearances, or bookings in terms of professional wrestling. So I get it. I get why you would charge, but AEW has actually done a very, very good job on, you know, having PLE matches, kind of like we see in WWE, but having PLE matches on Dynamite, sometimes on Collision, I rarely see it on Rampage. But and for that, I think it's kind of cool. And I think Tony Khan actually levels with his audience a little bit because he understands, like, and not a lot of people could pay $50, for a pay-per-view on YouTube. Not a lot of people could pay $50, see it to stream it on Bleacher Report. But we can be on HBO Max. We can still give you some awesome content on TNT and TBS. So, something that I honestly kind of, I love and respect Tony Khan for that. I think that's kind of cool. Next, we have Mariah May going up against Yuka Sakazaki for the AEW World Women's Championship. I honestly don't think that Mariah May is going to lose against this girl. Maybe Mina Shirakawa challenges her next. I would love to see that since she was like, you know what? You're not the same. You're not the Mariah May that I used to know. But you didn't have to. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Moving on. So this is gonna be a good match. This is gonna be a great match. Obviously, I feel like that style of New Japan Professional Wrestling kind of runs through the veins of Mariah May, and obviously, I think Yuka's gonna put on a hell of a match. And I feel like the only way she's going to lose is if you see interference by Mina Shirakawa because this girl's she's damn good. If you check out a lot of tape that she has in Japan professional wrestling, um, she's a baller. She's a baller. 1,010%. She could definitely be the future. No New Japan Professional Strong Women's Champion, maybe challenge Willow Nightingale somewhere down the line. Well, no, not Mercedes Moné. Sorry, Willow is the CMLL World Women's Championship. My apologies. Next, we have Jon Moxley taking on Darby Allin. Darby Allin's AEW World Title shot is on the line. At this point, it makes no sense for Darby to challenge Bryan Danielson. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I said, for Bryan Danielson's kind of retirement tour here, he's going up against the best that AEW has to offer. And I'm not trying to crap on Darby here, but just back to back, like you have. I'm not trying to say Jack Perry's the best thing either. Jack Perry, you have Jon Moxley in the field. Next could possibly be MJF. You're going to see Bryan Danielson beat all these guys because Tony Khan loves Bryan Danielson. He's wanted to put the belt on Danielson for the longest time, but Danielson didn't want it because he knew at the end of the year 2024 he was going to have to undergo neck surgery, and he wanted younger talent to be promoted more than his own, which is totally unselfish and pretty badass. But speaking of Bryan Danielson, we have a match tonight against Nigel McGuinness. If he's clear to wrestle, which he will, I feel like he will. He's going to come out and he's like, you know what? I don't care. F this, F this. I'm going to defend my champion. Is it for the AEW World Championship? According to the site, it's not. But we could, it could be a major news headline in terms of if Nigel McGuinness is able to kind of pull off this victory. But overall, it should be pretty awesome. I can't wait to watch it. All right, guys. So, hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our third segment. We got potential storylines for returning WWE superstars on both Monday Night Raw and on SmackDown. So, grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite snack. I know mine is a nice bag of pretzels, also some red vine licorice, not Twizzlers. Twizzlers suck, dude. If you're a fan of Twizzler, I'm sorry. I am no fan of you. I'm just kidding. No, not trying to make it personal, but Twizzlers are bad. Maybe because I've had red vine licorice my whole entire life, so maybe I think that Twizzlers are kind of trash. But those who drop in the chat some snacks that you guys like to eat while watching professional wrestling or the NFL. Perhaps what's your favorite kind of beer? I'm just gonna know. Moving on. So we will be back to talk about potential storylines for returning superstars when we come back. So hey, do not go anywhere.